Coming up on the season premiere of football tonight, the Benton Cardinals starting the season right at home. Cardinals looking for a win in their season opener. MID-BUCHANAN, Class 1 runner-ups last year, starting this year with a statement. Highlights from Fawcett to come. And year 3 of 8-man football for Bishop LeBLOND. Golden Eagles looking to make a statement of their own. All this and much more coming up on Football Tonight.
Do you understand what you're witnessing? You cannot tell what the difference is. I want it all and I'm winning it. I do not care about opinions. Time to make a few decisions so I can take a position. I'ma go get it, I'm punching and kicking. I keep on moving, they after me. Just do it and stop at a talking G. I'm not expressing no modesty. I can't see nobody stopping me. If there's a problem, I gotta solve it. Straight to the top, I can't see myself falling. I gotta grab it, there's no time for stalling. Number one stunner, don't have other options. I want it now and I ain't never gonna back down. Said I'm fired up. I'm sorry your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. Came from the ashes, I rise up. Rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up.
Welcome into a new season of football tonight. It's a pleasure to have you along for this ride. I'm Chris Roush, and I'd like to introduce you to Mitchell Ripperall. You've seen him around town covering a lot of sports already, but this is his first ever Football Tonight. Mitchell, we're throwing you right into the fire. Here we go.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm happy to be here, and I'm ready to see what these teams can do.
You were out at a couple games, and I had a couple, but we have so many games to get to. We may as well get this started because they'd rather see the videos than us just talk the whole time. So here we go. Start tonight. We've got all the scores, interviews, highlights coming your way. We start down in Kansas City. Central taking on Fort Osage tonight because Ruskin canceled because of COVID-19 late first. Fort Osage already up 10-0. After recovering a muffed kickoff. Quarterback for Fort Osage getting it done early. Greg Mean finds junior Lorenzo Fenner for the 31-yard touchdown. Indians go up 17-0. Now, early second quarter, we go in this one. Same combination against Central. Mean again finds Fenner, who refuses to go down. 38-yard touchdown. Fort Osage now up 24-0. Go later in the second quarter. Minnie dials his own number this time, just gets the ball inside the pylon, outrunning Central defenders. Fort Osage up 31-0 at this point. Now, just before the half, Fort Osage late hit penalty gives the Indians a chance. So Wetlaufer, Anthony Vassar makes an incredible catch, falling out of bounds. Just gets his foot down. The shutout no more, but Fort Osage wins this one tonight, 61-21.
Week 1 high school football, and let's get to the south side. Benton Cardinals starting their season right at home. Sparks Memorial Field hosting Lincoln Prep. Blue Tigers bested the Cards last year in the season opener. Cardinals start with the football, strong first drive, couple of first downs for Benton. Bishop Rush doing his part, but problems on 3rd and long. Carson Newland to his right, scanning, fires. It is picked off. Antonian Jones makes the interception for Lincoln Prep. Tough go for Benton. Now Blue Tigers, their opening drive. Zach Shelby keeps it himself, follow his blockers, and he's off. Devin Hoffman makes the touchdown-saving tackle for Benton. But a few plays later, Blue Tigers threatening to score, and they do. They punch it in. They go up 6-0, and they win this one 46-7.
Now the other third city school is supposed to be playing tonight, the St. Joseph Public Schools, Lafayette. Their game was supposed to be tomorrow night against Carnahan. They don't have an opponent, but their head coach still nice enough to join us here tonight. Head coach Ryan Schroyer, new head coach, supposed to have your first game tomorrow. You know, things happen, but thank you for coming on. And just, I guess, what's your excitement for this season now?
Hey, thanks for having me. Man, I just feel bad for our kids because our kids are really excited to play. We're jacked up, ready to go. And then we kind of got heartbroken having a last-second cancellation and not being able to play. So I feel for the kids, number one. But it's good to have some success with our preseason jamboree and be able to have another week of practice, and hopefully we have another good week of practice and can bring it week 2 versus Atchison.
Yeah, and with this game being canceled tomorrow, just what do you think? How do you think that's going to motivate your players for next week?
I'm just going to hammer to them that nothing's guaranteed, and whether that's life or football, you can't take anything for granted. Each time you step on the field for practice or have an opportunity to play in a game, make the most out of it, because you never know when it could be your last play, and you never know when something could happen and you don't play.
Coach, I'll get you out of here on this one. We know you live and breathe Northside football. What does Lafayette football truly mean to you?
Oh, it hits the heart. It really does. It means more to me than they know, and I care about these kids more than they know. And you can't beat it. You can't beat it. You can't beat going back to the place that you love, and you just hope that how much you care rubs off on the players, and it seems to be doing so. And we got some good players, good competitors, and I'm excited for the season.
Coach Ryan Schroyer, Lafayette head coach, thank you for joining us tonight. I know it's disappointing you didn't have your game this weekend, but good luck next week.
Thank you. Love your show. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Coach. The Maryville Spoof Hounds and Blair Oaks have built quite the rivalry over the last few years. The two teams have opened their seasons against each other for the last 3. Blair Oaks winning those meetings, but these two also meeting in the Class 3 state title game last year too. So Maryville looking for a little revenge tonight. Neutral site game at Lee Summit North for Maryville Blair Oaks, 2 football powerhouses. Maryville now in Class 2 this year. Things a little bit different now because of the class scheduling for them. Maryville Blair Oaks, here we go. Early in this one, Blair Oaks with the ball first. Dylan Hare tosses to one of his teammates, but Kyle Stewart breaks it up, forces a punt. A defensive game first quarter. Cole Peters sacks Connor Drake. No score at the end of first quarter. Now check this out. Dylan Hare, who is a Class 3 Offensive Player of the Year, decides to take this one on his own, runs it for 53 yards. And then, of course, he's already one of the best players in the state. He's going to finish off the drive himself right into the end zone. Blair Oaks goes up 14-0 at the break in this one, and they go on to top Maryville tonight 40-6. Dylan Hare finished the night with 179 yards on the ground, 83 in the air. Maryville will play at Harrisonville next Friday.
Other Midland Empire Conference teams in action tonight, all in non-conference action. Savannah down at Excelsior Springs, and they lose to Excelsior Springs 21-6, and Cameron beats KC Northeast 34-0. And the Chillicothe Hornets, starting their season on the road tonight, they take this one against Marshall 27-8.
Plenty more still to come here on football tonight, including the Class 1 runner-up MID-BUCHANAN Dragons. MID-BUCHANAN hosting Princeton in the KCI Grand River Conference crossover tonight. Can the Dragons start their year with a win?
And later tonight on Football Tonight, the Bishop LeBlond Golden Eagles starting year 3 of 8-man football. Can LeBlond start the season with a win of their own? Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Football Tonight right here on KQ2. The MID-BUCHANAN Dragons in the middle of their most successful run in program history. Since 2018, 3 district titles, 2 Class 1 semifinal appearances, and last year the Dragons finishing as the Class 1 runner-ups. Tonight, the quest for another record-setting year begins. To Fawcett we go, the Dragons hosting Princeton in the KCI GRC crossover tonight. Let's just go second quarter in this one. Dragons already up 28-0. Princeton with the ball. Caden Bailey, though, applying pressure. Doesn't quite get the sack, but his teammates finish off the play. Princeton not able to get much going tonight. Dragons offense looking unstoppable. Xavier Arumbula, the junior, going to the house. 35-0 MID-BUCHANAN. This game still in the second quarter. This team playing with a chip on their shoulder. Arumbula keeping things moving later in the second quarter. He won't go down. And how about Rollins Brandt taking over at quarterback for the Dragons this year, just putting on a show. MID-BUCHANAN at 42-0 at this point. The Dragons rolled to 1-0 on the season with a 49-6 victory.
And how about the Lathrop Mules? New coaching staff with John Urine taking over. Mules hosting Richmond tonight. Richmond driving. Keyshawn Elliott drops off the screen for Evan Van Diver, who bulldozes his way all the way for a first down. And then a couple plays later, Elliott finds Lane Kavanaugh over the middle for the touchdown and the early lead. Mules hoping to get something going though. Quarterback Mason Adwell rolls out of the pocket and scrambles for a nice gain here, but the drive stalls after some costly penalties. And Elliott and the Spartans on the move again. This time the QB draw up the middle, makes some nice moves, and cruises up the sideline for a touchdown. And the Spartans go on to win 40-6.
Over in Plattsburgh we go under new head coach Brandon Boswell. The Tigers hosting Polo tonight. Start this one, second quarter. Polo up 8-0. Plattsburgh with the ball. Nice pass over the middle from Isaiah Howard to Jackson Lewis for the first down. Next play, Howard scrambling, goes right, lost one, and lands in the hands of Maverick Gentry though for the interception for the Panthers. Tigers defense needing to get something going. Defense forces a Polo final minute of the first half. 3rd and 17, Howard finds Skychen Stockin over the middle for the huge first down to keep the drive alive. 12 seconds left in the second quarter. Howard scrambling to his right again, buying time for Brock Stegel to get wide open back in the end zone. Touchdown. Tigers within 2 points, but Polo hangs on to win this one by a final score of 14-6. Few GRC KCI crossovers also tonight. North Platte visiting Gallatin. Gallatin winning 62-8, and then East Buchanan up at South Harrison getting a 42-14 victory.
KCI non-conference games, Hamilton hosting Lafayette County, and Hamilton gets the win 39-34. Unique when you see an 11-man team play down to 8-man, and also strange to see 8-man teams go up to 11-man. But that's what we're getting tonight over in Maysville. The Wolverines hosting North Shelby, an 8-man program on the east side of the state. Raiders formerly played 11-man, so here we go. We start in the first quarter with North Shelby kicking it short to Maysville. Maysville tries keeping the ball on the ground for the first 2 plays, resulting in a loss of yards. And on the 3rd play of the game, Zach Hines threw a pass into double coverage, and Carson Orr came down with the pick. And the Wolverines take their first time out soon after some time to recompose, and the game started slowly with only 1 first down late in the first quarter from the Raiders and no touchdowns. Cale Stoneberger from North Shelby kept the ball on the ground for most of the first quarter, but switched it up in the second, and then going into the second quarter with a score of 0-0. Looking very similar to the first one until North Shelby throws a long ball to Carson Orr, who also happened to have the interception earlier on in the game, and the Raiders win this one 22-0. And don't go anywhere, plenty more coming your way right here on Football Tonight.
Including the Bishop LeBlond Golden Eagles. LeBlond entering year 3 of 8-man football, and they're hoping to build off success of last year's season.
And in the Grand River Conference Showdown tonight, the King City Wildcats with high hopes this season, hosting the 8-man runners-up. Highlights still to come right here on Football Tonight.
Welcome back to Football Tonight right here on KQ2. The Bishop LeBlond Golden Eagles in year 3 of 8-man football. Last year's season cut short because of COVID-19 in the playoffs, but the Golden Eagles riding a 3-game winning streak into this year. Just up the road we go, the Golden Eagles riding that 3-game winning streak dating back to last season, hosting the Pattonsburg Panthers tonight. First quarter we go. Landon Gardner, fantastic player, fakes the handoff to Reggie Love, runs the option to the outside, doesn't use the lateral man, beats the defender, gets the score for the Golden Eagles, up 8-0. Later in the quarter, Gardner play action pass to Jake Carell for the catch. Carell shakes the tackle, scores again for LeBlond. Golden Eagles up 16-0 early. Pattonsburg though threatening to score. Zane Reed scrambling left, dives for the end zone, but Gardner there to push him out just shy of the pylon. Later in the drive, Reed throws to Brody Langford. Langford, he gets into the end zone, but not be enough. The Golden Eagles take this one 70-20 to go to 1-0 on the year. And now we welcome in the head coach of the Bishop LeBlond Golden Eagles, Chuck Davis. Coach, that's a big victory for you guys tonight. 70-20, 70 points. You've got to be pretty happy with how things turned out tonight.
Absolutely. That was we executed as good as we could have, I think.
You look at, this game, I guess, what has stood out to you the most about maybe this offense of kind of, Landon Gardner, Reggie Love? We've talked about a lot of them in this, preseason. Just what stood out to you, though?
I think tonight really what stood out was we plugged some guys in on the offensive line, and we rotated guys around that this was their first varsity minutes for a lot of them. And, you know, there's going to be mistakes to correct when we watch film tomorrow as a team. But I think that the want to and the fight was there from a lot of guys. Everybody knows Landon Gardner's good and Reggie Love is good. But we had some guys step up big tonight for us that aren't necessarily as well known.
Yeah, and after the first quarter, it was a little close, but what did you say to your team in the huddle just to get them going for the rest of the game?
There was a couple adjustments that we made after that first quarter. You know, Pattonsburg's a good team. They're physical. The Langford kid is tough. So we kind of adjusted what we did a little bit, and I told them that they needed to just keep their foot on the gas. We have 5 or 6 kids that don't start that we can play without losing much, that we were able to sprinkle in tonight to give the starters just enough of a break to keep them fresh enough to be 100% for the duration. So I just basically made sure they knew that we were in the driver's seat and to kind of keep that momentum going.
Coach, I got one quick final question for you. If I'm looking for new plans, are you the guy I go to? Because the backdrop you have is astounding.
So I'm actually in my wife's makeshift office for her job, and she would be the one to talk to.
Okay. I was assuming it wasn't you, but I just didn't know. Maybe it was you. I don't know.
They'd all be dead if it was me.
It does. Same here. Chuck Davis, LeBlond head coach, congrats on the win tonight.
Hey, thanks a lot.
And over at St. Joe Christian, the Lions returning to 8-man football this season, hosting their former co-op team, Northland Christian. St. Joe Christian down 8-0 early, but here they come. Caleb Carlson sweeping to the outside, gets in across the pylon for the touchdown, but the 2-point conversion stuffed by Northland Christian. Then Northland 4th down now. Dante Burge back to punt, fakes it, rolls out like he's going to throw, doesn't see anybody, runs forward, gets hit, dives forward for the first, and they continue their drive. Then Seth Martin, option to the right, cuts it up himself, gets into the end zone, and Northland beats St. Joe Christian 42-20.
When we come back, we'll head over to the 8-man Grand River Conference. King City Wildcats hosting North Andrew in a battle of two teams trying to prove themselves here in week number 1.
And the DeKalb Tigers coming off a tough 2020 season, trying to start off 2021 with a victory. Highlights coming up next, right here on Football Tonight. Welcome back to Football Tonight. In 8-man football, Northwest Missouri is home to some of the very best teams in the state.
And 2 of those teams, North Andrew and King City. North Andrew coming off a state runner-up finish, and King City, who brings back loads of talent, squaring off tonight. What a way to kick off the season. 2 teams fighting for early position in the land of 8-man football. King City, North Andrew. First play from scrimmage. Hayden Eckert makes 3 men miss on his way to the house. 77-yard touchdown score for the junior running back. North Andrew jumps out first, but King City's first offensive play, the answer back to Wildcats with a long touchdown run of their own. Parker Muff, he goes 63 yards to the house. Parker Muff, one of the best running backs in all of 8-man football. So is Hayden Eckert, 2 good running backs tonight. And after converting the onside kick, 3rd and goal from the 1, Muff again touchdown, a second of the first quarter. Cardinals answer back. Then defensive pass interference call on 4th down gives North Andrew another chance. Braxton Linville takes it in himself, 6 yards to make it 14-12 King City. But King City too much. Parker Muff, 3rd touchdown of the first quarter. King City takes this one tonight, 62-26. A couple of Grand River Conference teams in non-conference action tonight. Albany over Osceola, 68-18. Stanberry getting a 58-22 victory over Appleton City.
A 275 conference Grand River Conference crossover tonight. Worth County taking on South Pole, and Worth County takes this game 50-22.
Down at DeKalb tonight, the Tigers hosting Rockport in a 275 conference matchup. DeKalb up 8-2 early. Blue Jays in the red zone. Micah Makings takes the direct snap and into the end zone. 2-point conversion after is good. Blue Jays lead 10-8. In the second quarter now, Blue Jays up 16-8. Aiden Burke hands it off to Philip Heron. takes it out to the left, sheds a tackle, running up the side before being pushed out of bounds, almost taking out our cameraman. And then DeKalb really needing a stop here. Burke with the keeper. He's got open field, takes it all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. Blue Jays lead 32-8 going into halftime. This game was called in the third quarter. Blue Jays win 54-8.
East Atchison visiting the state champions Southwest Livingston, and they win this one 64-6. And now Stewartsville Osborne taking on Nottoway Valley. Nottoway Valley wins this one 60-14.
Devin Albertson, 8-man football analyst, joining us now. He was here last year. Devin, Mitchell, Devin, nice to meet you guys.
Hi, Mitchell.
How's it going?
All right, we got that out of the way. Devin, wild night of 8-man football. You know, some teams really having dominant performances tonight.
Yeah, I was over at King City watching them play North Andrew, and it was the Parker Muff show as usual. I had him down for just under 280 yards and 7 touchdowns, most of which was in the first half. He was really good. I know Hayden Ecker had that long touchdown run early, but North Andrew was just kind of out of sync. And I think the biggest couple of takeaways here was Platte Valley upsetting Mountain City 32-22, and then watching Nottoway Valley get their first win in the co-op over Stewartsville Osborne. A huge third quarter for them to kind of show their program what they can do.
Yeah, with these surprising endings to the games, what do you think those teams go from here to next week?
It's going to be a big matchup for Nottoway Valley next week. They got to play East Atchison, who made a big statement today. They were up 64-0 at halftime against the defending state champ Southwest Livingston. So it's a big step up in competition for Nottoway Valley next week. Platte Valley, they got a Rockport team that won big today over DeKalb. So a couple of those teams have some big matchups next week. King City has DeKalb. They got Stanberry in 2 weeks, so they got something to look forward to here in the near future. Also a shout out to Northland Christian beating St. Joe Christian here today. A big win there for the Trailblazers in their first win, and St. Joe Christian's return to 8-man.
Devin Albertson, 8-man football analyst for us here on football tonight. Nice of you to meet Mitchell. Mitchell, nice of you to meet Devin. That was nice for all of us. Devin, thanks again.
Thanks, Chris.
And don't go anywhere. We'll wrap up show number 1 of Football Tonight when we come back. Stay tuned.
Mitchell, final thoughts.
Yeah, it was a great week, and Platte Valley, if you missed it, did beat Mound City earlier.
That's it for football tonight. See you next week.